Our craft this week is another one that is going to need a little bit of patience. You'll need this week 2 bundle and the little container that says G for glue. And this week we are making these woven paper baskets. Did you know you could make something as sturdy as a basket out of just paper and a little bit of glue? In your package, you will find that you have a color by numbers worksheet, as well as a long strip of paper that is one color, and then a regular size piece of paper that is a different color. And we are going to start with this regular sized piece of paper. If you look in the bottom of the basket that I've already made, you'll see that there is one color on the bottom. It is a square and it's all the same color, there's no yellow on it. And to begin making this basket, we are going to start by constructing that base. Now we need to turn this rectangle piece of paper into a square, and to do that, you fold one of the top short edges all the way over to the side of the long edge and fold it into this triangle shape. And you'll see that there is a long rectangle of paper left over at the bottom, and you just need to snip that right off and make sure you save that piece because we are going to need it a little bit later. So there's that rectangle we cut off, and when we open up our triangle, it's a perfect square. Next, we need to take this square piece of paper. We're going to fold it in half, and then we will fold it in half one more time so it turns back into a smaller square. Now take a look at this square. There's some open edges, and what we are going to do is draw another square right around these open corners. This new square that we are drawing is going to be a part of the paper that we cut off. Here's the square that I drew. I colored it in just so that you could see it. And I'm drawing it again on the other side so you can see when we cut out this square, it is going to disappear on both sides of our paper. So after we've drawn our square, we'll just cut it out. And you will see we have 4 extra little squares that we will save for later just in case we need them. And this new shape without corners. Once we fold in each of the 4 little tabs on the edge, you will see that it is really starting to turn into a basket shape. And look at that, if you fold up the sides, it looks just like a square basket. You can see the sides are starting to form and we're almost ready to start weaving. We're going to start cutting the tabs for our weaving, and to do that, we cut each side into 4 strips. And if you look, you'll be able to see that your paper has little squares, 2 little squares on each side. So you cut each of those squares in half, and then you cut right down the middle, and you have 4 equal tabs. I know things might sound a little confusing, but if you ever get lost, just pause the video, go back a little bit, and take a look at what I'm showing you on video. Here we go. I've cut every single side into 4 tabs, and now we're going to take our long piece of paper and cut it into 3 equal strips. 3 strips is way more than what we're going to need, but it's always good to have extra pieces when we're doing a craft like this. When we are attempting a harder craft project, sometimes pieces get messed up and we need to start again, so it's always nice to have extra just in case. Now to begin weaving, you'll take your long piece of paper, and what you need to pay attention to is you need to go in front, behind, of each of these tabs. And that is what is going to make our checkerboard pattern on our basket. When you turn the corner, just make sure you continue on with the pattern that you started on the first side. And I found when you get to the corners, if you give the paper a little pinch so that it holds its shape, it is really helpful. So keep weaving in front, behind, all the way around. And what makes it much easier is if, as you're weaving, you dab a little bit of that white glue on the inside and outside of each strip, just to hold your paper down while you are doing the weaving. So I glued each side as I went all the way around my basket. And if you have a little extra strip like I did when you were finished weaving, just take your scissors and snip that extra piece off and glue it down on the inside so it doesn't mess up your pattern. All right, we finished our first row of weaving, and the second row is always easier. The most important thing you have to remember for the second row is to weave opposite of your first row. So if you went in front for your first piece and behind for your second, this time you have to do the opposite. And that will give you a really awesome checkerboard pattern on your basket. Look at that! And you can see my corners are a little bit round, and what I found really helps is you just give them a little pinch like we did on the first row. And that makes your basket really square. We're almost done, but all we have to do is add the top border to our basket. So take that rectangle that we cut off all the way in the beginning and cut it right down the middle, long ways. And once you have one of those thinner rectangle strips, you're going to fold it in half and it will turn into this triangle tent shape. And once you have that little triangle shape, fill the inside of it with your glue and make sure you get all the way to the edges because you really want this one to stick down. It's going to hold in all your weaving and hold it together. And then you're going to place it on the top edge of your basket and just pinch, pinch, pinch all the way around. When you get to a corner, just turn your paper and keep pinching all along the edge. Like I said, this top border is what holds all of your weaving together and it makes your basket very sturdy. I actually didn't have enough, so I ended up using those little orange squares to fill in the gaps where I ran out of border. And there we have it! Our basket is finished. Let it dry for a little while and it will get really sturdy and you'll be able to hold all sorts of things inside of it. I know this is just a quick video showing you the instructions, but take your time, and if you get frustrated, just take a deep breath and start again. I know that you can do it. Here are some pictures of some of the fun things our tweens have been getting up to this past couple of weeks. I hope you had lots of fun watching this video, and good luck with your paper weaving. Goodbye!